Dear students, in this video we'll deal with the kinetic molecular theory, which has certain postulates. Number first is atoms constitute matter. Matter is anything which has occupied space and has weight, and that constitute solid, liquid and gas, and these are constituted by smallest particles called as atoms. Atoms, second postulate is atoms always move randomly but in straight line, and they have kinetic energy, that is energy possessed by the motion of the particles. Next, if you supply heat energy to the particles, they will move apart, the intermolecular distance increases and the force of attraction decreases. Here solid particles are closely packed together. If you heat, the particles will move apart. Further heat, the particles will still move apart, and the force of attraction decreases, and consequently they change from solid to liquid to gas. And vice versa will happen if you will remove the heat, then gas will convert into liquid and liquid into solid, because the particles will come closer together because kinetic energy decreases and the force of attraction increases. For example, ice is converted into water and water is converted into steam on supplying heat, and in removing heat the vice versa will happen. Next is the classification of the matter. Firstly, on the basis of appearance, there are two types of matter, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous matter has identical properties throughout. For example, sugar and water. Sugar solution, if you will taste the sugar dissolved water, it will taste sweet in the top part, middle part and in the bottom part equally. So they will have no difference in their properties throughout the matter. So particles are evenly distributed and therefore they have identical properties throughout the matter. Second is alloys. Alloys is a mixture of metal, non-metal or metal like stainless steel. Steel you see as a whole, steel. It does not show the appearance of the particles of different metals or non-metal mixed in it. So it again shows identical properties throughout because the particles are evenly distributed in the alloys. Next is heterogeneous. Heterogeneous have just contradictory. They have different properties in different parts of the matter because of the different distribution of the particles. For example, sand and iron. Somewhere sand will be more, somewhere iron will be more. So the properties are and distribution of particles is different in different parts of the matter. Similarly, oil and water is again a heterogeneous example of a heterogeneous matter. Next is classification of matter on the basis of composition. Matter is divided into two parts. As you can see, pure and impure substances. Pure substances, they have fixed composition, and impure substances have variable composition. Pure substances are further divided into elements and compounds. Elements are made up of only one types of atoms. Suppose we are taking example gold. Gold is made up of only the atoms of gold, and you cannot separate it, or you cannot divide it into its constituent atoms. This is not possible. We cannot separate the atoms of gold from the element gold. Similarly, another example you can say copper, aluminium. All these are the elements which are constituted by more than one type of many atoms. Not only one atom but many atoms constitute, but they are all of similar type. Their properties are same. Next is compound is made up of two or more atoms combined in a fixed ratio, like water. Water have a fixed formula, H2O. Here the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen is always 2:1 by volume and 1:8 by weight. So whether you take tap water, river water, rain water, sea water, the formula will always be H2O. The composition of water will be fixed, and therefore it is considered as a compound. Next is impure substances. Impure substances are also called as mixtures because they have variable composition. In this, two or more substances are mixed in any ratio contradictory to compounds, like iron and sand. Again we can take here example, iron and sand. It is a mixture where somewhere the sand will be more or iron can be more. They are mixed in any ratio, and therefore it is considered as a mixture. Next is essential condition for the reaction. Suppose we want any reaction to take place, then the atoms or particles should interact with each other. Suppose this is example, silver nitrate and sodium chloride. Both are solid, and if we will mix both the solids, then there will be no reaction. Why? Because their particles are fixed. It is a solid, so particles are closely packed together, and here also it is a solid, so particles will be closely packed together. So no reaction will take place because the particles are not in close contact with each other. Now, contradictory to this, if we take silver nitrate in liquid form and NaCl also in liquid or molten form, then both will interact with each other because the particles are slightly apart from each other, and they can interact closely with the other particles and form a white precipitate. So the reaction, any reaction can take place when the particles closely interact with each other. So they must be either in the liquid form or in the solution form, so that their particles can interact closely and the reaction can take place. Mostly the chemical reaction takes place in the solvent phase, dissolved in any solvent or liquid or water, but not in solid phase, because solids, the particles are positions are fixed and they cannot interact smoothly with one another. In the next video, we'll deal with the different terms involved in the transformation of one form of matter into the another. Thank you.